Hi everyone, this is Ilaria Cavagna, founder of Fitness, and today we're going to focus on flat feet. It's a very important issue because flat feet a lot of times creates other problems, maybe problems to the toes, bunions, knee pain, hip pain, low back pain. So it's really important to learn about this and make sure we do as much as we can to strengthen our feet, to make sure that they're strong enough to support our body so that we can do anything we like, from the Pilates workout to golfing, running, anything that we're passionate about. One thing that I ask you for is make sure that your doctor clears you for these exercises. Make sure you don't have other injuries or pathologies that you need to pay attention to, okay? Otherwise, just make sure everything feels good and enjoy this exercise, because you'll be able to really be your own trainer, and you'll be able to decide which one of what I show you is going to be more functional and more beneficial to you. So let's start with a quick warm-up on the feet. So we cross one leg over the opposite one, just to be in a comfortable position. You can also sit on the chair if you prefer. And here we're going to slide the fingers in between the toes. This exercise is not really for flat feet. This actually really increases the blood flow and prepares the foot to the workout. I call it shake foot. So from this position, I hold my foot and I start circling the ankle around, so that I stimulate blood flow, right? By spreading the metatarsal bones, I create more pumping action so that the blood starts flowing. Blood flow is really good because any inflammation I have is healed faster when I have blood really bringing hormones and bringing the waste tissue away. Now, let's go reverse with this big circle. And I don't know how you feel, but my toes feel already way more comfortable compared to the very first time I put my fingers in between them. Now I'm going to hold the ankle and I'm going to be very specific and gentle. I'm going to lift the toes and I bring the toes up towards my knee, and then I bring them down and away from my knee, okay? Just easy and gentle. If your toes are particularly tight, or if you have the very beginning of a bunion, like hallux valgus, this might be tough. So just see how it feels, move through, like it's almost like when we stretch. We want to feel a little bit uncomfortable, but never pain. Now let's do a bigger movement. We're gonna flex the whole foot. So we go ankle and toes at the same time, and then we point away. We flex, 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 and then we point. And again, flex and point. Let's do one more. Big flex and big point. Now let's shake it up a little bit. We'll still hold, but move it around a little. And then we twist. We want to see the sole of the foot here, and then we turn it down to the floor. Check the sole of the foot and down. Think about your elbow. Your elbow comes up, your elbow goes down. Elbow up and elbow down. And let's go back to a couple of big circles. This time my ankle is a little more active. It really drags my arm away. And then we're done with this first foot. We can slowly release, and before you jump to the next one, I want you to have a look at your feet and observe. I hope you can notice the difference in mine, but here I don't see veins anymore. It's like a different color. It does feel different, but even the visual, even how it looks like, is more spread, meaning the toes have more room. So really an immediate benefit, the benefit of any workout, right? Blood flow and ready to move. So let's go to the other side and let's take care of the other foot as well. So again, we slide the fingers in between the toes. We have our foot and we go and we start circling around big. And then your feet might, everyone's feet feel different, right? The right and the left is never the same. We don't realize sometimes, but we do stand more on one leg, we walk slightly different, and that's why reverse the circle. That's why then the feet are slightly different. Maybe one is a little tighter, or one has more of an arch than the other one is flat and the other one is not. It's very, very common. Now let's hold the ankle and we get to move the toes. So gentle. This is, I think, the hardest part of this exercise. So we will bring the toes up towards the knee and then down and away. Up and down and away. And again, lift and down, and again, up and down. Now the whole foot. You go big flex and point and flex and point. Flex, flex, almost like a calf stretch, and then here like a tibialis stretch. One more time. Flex and point. Now let's release it a little bit. And then we check the sole of the foot, we twist, and then opposite. So the sole of the foot comes up, and then it goes down towards the floor. Elbow comes up, elbow down, elbow up, elbow down. Now a few more circles where now the ankle and the foot are more active than they were. And reverse. Perfect. And then slowly we release. And we're going now to look at both feet. And now they feel ready to start stimulating what? Stimulating the small muscles of the feet. We have two different types of muscles. Some muscles are bigger. They come from the leg and they insert in the feet. And these are the ones that help us walk even when we wear shoes. We have tibialis anterior, the fibularis longus, and the tibialis posterior. Those are the three main ones. But then we have many layers of muscles in the foot. And those are the ones that are born in the foot and die in the foot, right? They're just here. And if we're not barefoot, if we don't do anything specific, we don't use them. So from here, I want you to sit up tall and we start really activating in a general way all these muscles with the towel exercise. But today I'm not even using a towel, I'm doing the fake towel. So from here, I want you to lift the front part of the foot. Try to spread the toes as much as possible. You land down onto the floor and then you try to scrape the floor and shorten the floor underneath your feet. Then you release up. So it's exactly what my hands are doing, right? And from a neurological perspective, it's actually really useful to do this movement with our hands. Our hands are really smart. They know how to move. They are trained for this specific movements. The feet are not. We are so much better when we're kids, but then we lose that capability. So now we are kind of teaching the feet again what movement is and what their potentials are, right? So again, you lift, you spread, you land, and now keep your toes as spread as possible and you pull, 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 beautiful. And up, and again, you go down, you lengthen, you go spread. When you get to this point, go and palpate the bottom of the foot. I do see as well, but I do feel those muscles really almost cramping up because they're working really hard to contract. So this is a really powerful exercise. We can do it with 2 feet. You can do 1 foot at a time. You can use that towel, okay? It's a really, really important, easy to do. So anytime you're watching TV, anytime you're at the beach, please, that's the best, that walk on the beach and do this because it's really, really good to build the arch back in. Now, when this becomes like easier and we need to progress, I want you to go to the rope exercise. What is the rope exercise? So it's a very homemade tool. I have my keychain, my house keys, and strength. Very simple to recreate, right? Because now what do? I put my little weight over there, and I'm gonna be very specific. I'm gonna do exactly the same move, but this time I want to move specifically in between the big toe and the second toe. And then maybe I will try also between the second toe and the third toe. So I can be more specific in which part of the foot I'm training, okay? So over here, I want you to lift, to spread, to go down. I find my rope and I pull it in. And then again, go spread and pull, spread and pull. So let's go for a little longer. I'm gonna go in this direction now so that you can see more of the length of the movement, right? So over here, I'm going to pull in and pull in and pull in between the big toe and the second toe. It really, you feel it, this part of the foot, the arch of the foot, is called the core of the foot, right? And as Pilates instructor, I'm always like, all Pilates instructor really focus on the core of the body, the abs and powerhouse. And this is another powerhouse that we have in the body. Very, very important to keep that in mind, okay? Let's do one more time. In between the big toe and the second toe, you pull, you pull, you pull, you pull, pull, and pull. And now let's go to the other side with 3 times, sorry the noise, 3 times with the other foot. Pull, 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 pull is exactly the same movement we were doing before, but more specific. And of course, you can also put more weight, right? We can increase this weight, absolutely. But it's not about how much we pull, it's about the precision that we can have when doing this exercise and really activate only part of that core of the foot. And one more time. And again, this is really almost like a more advanced version of the towel exercise that we did before. So my advice is start with the towel, and then if it becomes too easy, then you can progress and advance to this next exercise. So we can put this away. And now I want to talk about the foot position. So there is another way, another tool that we have. So it's very important to build strength in the muscle, but it's also important to lift this arch mechanically. So I want to show you with this foot. So what happens if I stay with the foot relaxed? My arch is there, but it's not that important, right? I should lift this up a little bit. If I lift the big toe up, or all the toes up, if it's easier, my arch mechanically lifts up. So this is important. Why? Because sometimes we need to work with the towel and with the rope a lot before we get to lift the arch. And this way we can actually get there more faster and in a mechanical way. So it's really good to know about this position and utilize this position also when we do other movements, right? The feet are connected to the body above. So really, really important to make sure that we place them correctly on the mat, on the reformer, on the jump board, on the bar, on the pedal, anywhere we are, so that we can get a better full body workout, a more efficient full body workout, okay? So I usually like to lift the big toe only, but again, if you want to lift them both, that's absolutely fine. And today we're going to experience 2 very common and very popular exercises, the roll and unroll and the hip extensions for the glutes. So let's do now those exercises, keeping this new foot position. So I want you to lift the big toes or everything. I want you to think about having the first, the joint of the big toe anchored on the ground, the outside of the foot anchored on the ground, and the heel that is placed evenly, doesn't fall out and doesn't fall in, really nice and even. So from here, I'm gonna hold behind my thighs and I'm going to roll back a little bit and then up. And again, roll back a little bit and then up. And from here, you curl, you roll back, articulate the spine and back up. And again, reach, 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 and back up. And as you do this, I want you to pay attention to what you feel. Do you feel more grounded? Do you feel your inner thighs and core, abs work better, okay? Usually I get a lot of this. So think about and be mindful when you move at what changes when you pay attention to the foot position on the ground. And now we go lying down. You lengthen, you release, the feet are in line with the sit bones. You can open the arms to have also a nice opening at the chest, and somebody really needs this to make sure we offset the forward neck and the overuse of technological devices. And from here, keeping that arch lifted, I want you to curl the tailbone and lift up. And then at the sternum, you unroll down and you lengthen the spine. And again, curl and lift. And then you unroll and lengthen. Let's try to release the feet. Don't pay attention. Let's do two. You go up and unroll down. One more time. Go up and unroll down. Now let's lift up the toes again. Let's find that balance and connection again. And here we go. You curl and lift, the knees reach forward, and then unroll down. One more time. Curl, lift, 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 and down, unroll. Very nice. Now, I don't want to spoil and tell you exactly what I feel different, but pay attention. There are so many different things. Sometimes it's more the glutes, sometimes it's more the inner thighs, sometimes you feel the foot more. In that position, you feel that awareness and that work actually being integrated in the position. Now, let's go to the standing position for two more exercises. One is the reinforcement of the tibialis posterior, an important muscle. You don't need to know which specifically the anatomy, but it's very important because it's very responsible of lifting, very much responsible with all its insertions of lifting the arch of the foot up, okay? It inserts pretty much everywhere. So we need this muscle strong, let's say, to maintain our arch lifted. And then the next one is the 2x4, which is an amazing balance exercise. We kind of put it all together with that final exercise balancing up. So we go to standing, and if you have, I would like you to use like a 2x4 like this, but what I usually use when I'm in the house is like a coffee table book, a rigid book. You can choose the height you like, and that's really good as well. So I'm preparing the board here in a little diagonal because I want you to watch both the sides and posterior part of my feet. Actually, I'm going to turn it even more because we're going to do basically calf raises, but with a little bit of a change in the balance of the foot in between lateral and medial. So I want you to bring the front of the foot up on this board or on the book, and I want you to start the movement with more weight on the big toe. So I'm tilting my feet, I'm pronating, overpronating my feet, and I'm lifting the toes on the side. Now, as I start going up, I do the opposite. I go mostly on the little toe, and then I go down again, and as I go down, I shift to the big toe, and then I come up on the little toe. and then down to the big toe and up to the little toe. This is really to stimulate that muscle that is very, very important for the arch, okay? So with the towel, the rope, the awareness of the foot position, then we also go and we very specifically strengthen this long, big muscle that comes down from the leg that is really, really important for to deal with flat feet. And now we're not gonna worry too much about the tilting between the big toe and the little toe, and we do the 2x4. So this is like really good for ankles and feet, balance, you know, really, really fantastic exercise for plantar fasciitis. So I use it almost all the time when I do a foot workout. Either it's for flat feet or for bunion or anything else. It's really, really efficient and it gets us ready for the day to come. So from here, I chose the position of heels together, toes apart, and I'm going to bend the heels as much as I can. Now I'm lifting the heels up, I'm extending the legs and stretching, and then I lower my heels down. So I bend my knees, I lift the heels, I lengthen up, and then I lower down. Let's do one more in this direction. Bend the knees, lift the heels, stretch, lengthen, 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 inner thighs together, all the toes on the board, and down with control. Now reverse. You go up, you bend, you lower down to the floor as much as you can and extend. And again, lift, you bend, heels down to the floor and extend. Last one, up, bend, heels down and stretch. Very good. So I hope that this quick workout has been helpful, that you got ideas of what is good and could be useful for your feet. Take your time. We cannot pretend that our feet from flat are changing their shape and position in 1 or 2 weeks. But I can tell you that if you do a little bit of these exercises here and there throughout the day or throughout your workouts, you're gonna see the difference. Thank you for working out with me, and I hope to see you soon.